We got a massive move here to the upside, exactly as I predicted it just yesterday. Bull stepped in and pushed the price up. Now I'm gonna show you what's about to happen next and why you can definitely not miss out on that. So let's go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here, guys, on this Monday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm insanely tired. I want nothing else than to lay down and sleep after the trip that I had today. I woke up at 4:50, overslept 50 minutes, ran to the car, went to the airport, came back from where I went, all to make it to the stream, guys. You know, so, and I'm insanely tired because I basically slept like 3 hours or something. But I'm here. I said I have to come out, have to make the stream, have to show you what I found. So first of all, we start off with the CME chart. Here, you can clearly see we don't really have a gap here. So there are some people that are arguing, okay, here's like that gap, or there's a, cannot even, here, there's like a $300 gap. Do you really want to call that a gap? That is for me not a proper gap here. Proper CME gap, $300. I don't think that we want to come that we're gonna come down here by Wednesday to close that. I think this will remain here a little bit. On the weekly chart, really good news that we are trying to stay above here $106,000 currently. Because that is the horizontal level on the weekly chart that we need to hold to get here on a macro outlook continuation back into an all-time high that most likely will be now at the mid-range of the upward sloping channel here, and that would give us a price of $145,000 if we hit this basically in a month from now. And honestly, if we can close this weekly candle just a little bit over $106,000, $107,000, $108,000, I believe we can reach that within 4 to 6 weeks. That's this target up here. I also want to say that I don't believe that this might be the final top. I believe Bitcoin can go way higher than that. For this year, maybe not so much, but next year I believe that we will reach the top of this channel and potentially even go above that, but the break above it will be a fake out. So that will mark the top, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. But here, the mid-range, I think this year we're gonna scratch on that. On the weekly chart with the EMA ribbon, also here, what did I tell you guys? Really important that we come back into the mid-range of the EMA ribbon. Now we are sitting exactly there, so close this week in this section here, and the next weekly candle, if we are not pumping already here above the EMA ribbon, will pump above the EMA ribbon, bring us back above $110,000, $112,000 approximately. And also here, you can almost call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sorry, my vocabulary is now limited because I have brain damage from not sleeping. Self-fulfilling prophecy with the RSI always bouncing here out of that green box area every single time. When we went into this section here, the RSI bounced back to the upside, followed of course by continuation and price action into higher levels. On the daily chart, also here, downward sloping trend line is about to be reclaimed. The upward sloping trend line, the dashed one, is already here reclaimed currently. On the daily chart, the only thing that I want to see is that we are closing here the same way above $106,000, that we get a daily close above both trend lines here, because that will give us a move in the next 48 hours into the imbalance of this candle here that caused that we broke here below both lines, which is currently at $107,300 to $109,300 approximately. On the 4-hourly chart here, we broke out of the downward sloping channel, parallel channel. This was actually just given to you guys yesterday. I said here we have a broadening wedge that's shaping up here, and more often than not they're breaking to the upside. And I also told you guys that this might be leading to a move to $106,000, and where we are at right now, $106,000 is exactly where we are sitting at right now. So I just want to check here something. Here's only 40 people on the stream. What's going on here? Guys, smash up the like button. Show me some love here while I'm absolutely wrecked and tired. That we get also some more people here on the stream, because definitely something seems to be up here that we have only 43 people. But I'm gonna continue here. So here in the short term, what you want to see on the 4-hourly chart is that price action, even if it rolls over, is holding above $103,500. On a pullback, this might be the best entry that you will get in a long time, unless something crazy happens again with a black swan, which I'm not expecting. From a technical perspective, there's right now no reason why we should go any lower again. But $103,500 might be a level that you need to look out for, and that would be also the level where I would personally set some limit orders, just in case. There are some other levels that I'm going to talk about a little bit higher, where you can also take a trade from, but this would be on the lower end, where I would set currently some stink bits. Then here on the 30-minute chart, this trade was given just yesterday. I told you guys here, when the golden cross is coming in, most of the time price rallies beforehand slightly, and this is exactly what happened here. So because we got the golden cross here on a 30-minute chart, kind of here, and we almost hit the target with the price action before that. So we were really close before that. That's why I told you guys yesterday, take the trade from down here if you want to take it, because it looked like that it's ready for liftoff. And this is exactly what we saw here with that expansion to the upside. So here we are right now losing the 50 moving average. We are breaking below that, but you should not forget, we got here a crazy pump to the upside in the last 24 hours. So to get here a small correction is not absolutely crazy. Here the on the lower time frames, the next level that I would be looking out for would be here this block. This block should give us support, which starts at $104,300 to $104,700. So if it comes to it, it might just wick down there and then continues to go back to the upside. And then again, if we would then break this, let's say price comes down here, goes back up. So if that doesn't happen, that we go back up here and we start breaking lower than $103,500, is just where you add more to your position. And that's then like the final add that you do for this specific trade, because then it should turn around and go higher to here 107,400 or even higher than that. On the 4-hourly chart with the MDX Algo scalp gradients, we have here finally a heated phase again, but that also means, because we are right now super heated, that we could see here first a small pullback before we get further continuation, and this is accompanied by here these two dot plots, which are marking an early reversal on the reactor indicator. So we need to be here a little bit careful with the current price action. So, but also here, trade was given, we took profit here. Now next trade, $104,700 into $108,400. That is the next trade setup that I give you guys here, with a stop loss at 103,000. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. Can be $103,133 would be the stop loss. Entry 104,600, and here take profit at the 0.786 level at $108,437. Don't forget, guys, if you want to take these trades with me together, go to Weex, sign up there, get $400 absolutely for free for binding your phone and your email address and downloading the app. And if you deposit $500 and hold the $500 at least for 3 days, you get an additional $400 on top of that, plus access to my Telegram group, where I did send 2 days ago the last trade, not yesterday because I fell asleep. I have actually to look quick. Did I send there a trade yesterday? I'm not sure anymore. My brain is completely fried right now, so I have to actually check here quick on the phone. Did I send a trade yesterday? No, I didn't. I did not send a trade for 2 days. So yeah, I might gonna send today a trade here. I might gonna send a trade. So if you want access to that, follow everything in the description, every single step. If you cannot reach out on Telegram to me or my team, you know the drill, guys. Send an email to info@amcrypto.us or reach out on Twitter, AMCryptoAlex, and send there a message. So just here also on Weex, my position when I looked the first time was up $22,000, over $22,000 earlier. But of course now in that small drop here, I'm still up $19,000. Something that I want to mention here, because I have said this before, did I not say that I was convinced that this is going to turn into a profit, even though I was here underwater for like 2 days? Not much, but a little bit, like $1,000, $2,000. This is conviction, guys. You need to know what you are trading, how you get in, how you get out, and understand the strategy that is behind, and then have conviction that this is going to play out. And when you have conviction, you get a payoff like that, you know. So I'm not closing here. I let this run because this is now one of my midterm positions. Yeah, we can call it like a midterm position, because my target is here $112,000. Unless by tomorrow, after tomorrow, we are hitting already that the target here, then it went a little bit faster than expected. But otherwise, I expect this to hit like by next week, you know. So yeah, it's a short-term, midterm target that I have here on this trade. But again, conviction, guys. I knew that this is going to pay off, and I would like to know in the chat, if somebody is here in the chat right now, who of you took the trade with me together? Who had enough trust to follow that trade? Let me know in the chat if some of you guys actually also took the trade here, this specific trade. Now on the liquidation levels here, there was not a lot to liquidate. At least not with the indicator here. So, but what we saw is a huge influx in new long positions that came in here at around $104,000 when we broke here the triple bottom pattern to the upside and the downward sloping trend line. We are also trading above the 50 moving average here on the 4-hourly time frame, which is bullish. But now the next target is the 200 moving average at $110,000 approximately. Hence why I have my target at $112,000, because once we are at 110, there's a small jump to get to 112, and that is coming rather sooner than later. Plus that we have some over leverage short liquidity still stacked up here from $107,600 to $109,300 approximately. And then you see here also something that I want to mention here really quickly again. What I had said a couple days ago, that when we break the downward sloping trend line, people on their shorts, if they are smart, only if they are smart, they will start taking profit again in these upper regions here. And this is what we are seeing here. So here in this area were shorts before, over leveraged shorts, they are gone. 100x leveraged shorts were there. They closed their position. So there are some smart players in the market. They understood that they should better take their profit and run when they have a liquidation price up here. So down here, they are not that smart yet. So they still think this might be just a fake out. On the liquidation heat map, here we have now taken out that cluster around $106,500, but we have formed now a new cluster that will give us the next short squeeze at $107,500 to $108,500. Let me see here. Twice? Okay. Something crazy just happened on my phone. I need to fix that. This is horrible. Yeah. So, but here the highest concentration is still around $112,000, where we're gonna liquidate a bunch of long short positions here at $167 million. Yes, amazing. Karam, that you went long there, because I know I called that level and said get in if you think that is a good idea. So now on the Bitcoin dominance, so here we get continuation to the downside. Also this was mentioned here that we want to see this. Many altcoins were pumping here already today. We can watch quick here on my watch list. Everything is green. Render was one of the coins that I mentioned. Injective is one of the coins that I mentioned that are running right now. Solana, let's see here. Some others are a little bit down. But overall, really nice run here in altcoins today. So this will continue, of course, not in a straight line to the downside. So what I expect here is that we are getting by tomorrow, after tomorrow, one juicy candle, not a wicked candle, a juicy candle body to the downside. Then most likely another doji candle body wick situation. And then when we get here to 59%, there we're going to get a small bounce. But then we do something like this The the USDT dominance is also coming down here, finally below that major support area and breaking this upward sloping trend line. Now we need to close today only above that trend line to get a confirmation for continuation back to $1.04 trillion and then into new all-time highs. And here you can already see that we are potentially forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So here the next shoulder should be up here, and that means the total free market cap needs to come up here, comes back down, and then takes off. So watch that over the next coming days into the end of November, where we are forming the right shoulder. Then Ethereum also smashed our target, I think already. I have to double check here by removing that arrow. Same. Okay, there. Did we or did we not? This is horrible. Yeah, we hit the target. So here, yeah. So if you followed yesterday the trade, you made money on that. Amazing. So we got rejected exactly as expected from the lower end of the former trading pullback. So we are getting close. And then you trade this just into the mid-range to roughly $4,000. So here we are getting close to the entry, $3,540. You can set a limit order there still before we are reaching it, so you don't need to market buy. Risk to reward ratio is absolutely fine. 11% to the upside, 3.7% stop loss. That is the next Ethereum trade, guys. So here, once we are breaking into the former trading range, we're going to reclaim that and break here really fast out to the upside, because Ethereum is lagging massively behind in the cycle. And yeah, needs to go now and make a new all-time high, because BNB did already a new one, Solana did a new one, Ethereum did not do one. So Ethereum is definitely lagging here in terms of all other coins. Then Solana reached the golden ratio, so I hope you took profit there on the trade, because that trade also was once more successfully. So we only make money here on this channel. So we can also here look for the next setup. Or if you're still in this trade, you can just raise your stop loss and let this run. It's up to you. But the next one is here back into that support area of $163 to $179, $180 approximately. Stop loss slightly here. Yeah, we want a free, let's see, there. $157 approximately is your stop loss, $163 is your entry, and you just wait that price comes to you. If we only reach $165, then also from there I would risk to enter, because while we are dancing around the golden ratio, it can happen that we just come slightly down and shoot straight back up. Take this trade, better opportunity lower for Dash, also because we have here a massive downward sloping trend line. Look at this here. This is actually your entry signal. Once that trend line is broken with a daily candle and closes above that trend line, that is your signal to go into this. That's what you're waiting for here on Dash. Zcash was doing pretty well today. Pulled back here a bunch now. We were up here only today 12%. So we pulled back 12% today. Crazy. So, but we are pretty close to the entry area that I had given yesterday. So if we can manage to close in the next 2 hours in that area here from $606 to $615, I expect another move here to the upside. So if we are losing that, we will come back down here into that green box, and then we have another problem. We start to form here a downwards trend with here lower highs, so which is a bearish structure. So we need to be aware of that. But in the short term, as long as we are staying above this upward sloping trend line, we are still in an uptrend. So, but there are early warning signs. You know, you need to be aware of the early warning signs when we put in lower highs. So if we break this trend line, then the whole uptrend is broken. So let's see how this is going to play out. Then near also here, this upward sloping trend line is holding right now. The whole structure here. Every time when we get close to this trend line, you can either add or open a trade, but with a tight stop loss. Stop loss kind of like here, slightly below that support area, to make sure that you will not get stopped out. And you target $3.15 to the upside. Next one, AERO was given yesterday. So here we went to $1.13. That was one of the levels that I mentioned, that it would go there. Now it's coming back down. So if you're in this trade, there's no point anymore to run with 4% of profit now, unless you are like in with 20x leverage, you know, or 10x leverage. Then I would potentially still close this trade right now. Otherwise, you can just wait, because this looks like that this area is holding as support. Yeah, this line is holding as support. So as long as we are not closing below that line, you can leave that trade. But yeah, close below that line and get continuation lower, I would close it, because then it can break below the original entry, and then you get just a way better entry. I can have a look at LTC. LTC, I did not do LTC in a while. Oh, and there you see Bitcoin. I see this here on the other side. It's actually coming down now, close to our potential entry level. Oh wow, XRP. I did not see that XRP was running today. So let me see Litecoin. I know that Litecoin was here about to make a run. So, but why do I have not Litecoin on this list? Did I remove this? Let's add this again. So how did, oh yeah, Litecoin made a nice move here over the last couple week, from here to there. Oh wow, 42% is not bad for a weekly move. So, but on the daily, it looks overextended. On the stochastic RSI, also on the RSI is going down. Let's see if there's anything on the lower time frames. Yeah, this will come back to like $100, $96 in that range. If you want to trade Litecoin, this is the zone where you want to enter this, and then trade the bounce to $130 or even above $130. Guys, I'm gonna run. I was here now 23 minutes. I'm tired. I want to rest a little bit. I will be fresh back tomorrow, also with fresh charts. I have way more time tomorrow than what I had today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget the usual drill. Let me just move this up here. Smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you definitely with more money again